What up, YouTube? Got another video for you today. This is going to be on the ZT 30 something or another. Depending on whether it's a black scale or you got the green or it's serrated, but this is a 300 series of the ZT here. I'm not going to go into specs on this or anything like that. It's out there already. You can go look it up or look it up online. I'm just giving you my opinion on this knife. Now, I know you guys, I do a lot of these knife overviews or first impressions on low budget knives, and this is a pretty expensive knife. Kind of for a production knife, it's pretty expensive. And I just wanted to give you my opinion and my 2 cents on this knife here. Because basically, even though you guys, if you're like me, you know, and you get a lot of these, you know, between the $20 to $100 and something production knives, and that's pretty much where your price range or your comfort level as far as knife collecting or what you use right now is. You will eventually, every once in a while, you want to treat yourself to something that's a little nicer, or maybe you want to see what the deal is with some of these in the hype. And let me tell you something, guys. The ZT300, and I've held the ZT200. I've got a ZT350 sitting next to me right now. I've seen the 550s, 551s, held them, and by far, this is definitely my favorite. Now, ZT is coming out with a bunch of new offerings, something on a smaller scale, which kind of, you know, to me, I may be interested in getting one, but I like large knives. This knife, to me, is really, really nice. I mean, I really like this knife a lot. There's only one downside of it, and I'll get into that in a second. Loving with this particular model that tiger stripe on here. I mean, it's just, and I'm a fan of Ken Onion. I like his designs a lot. Now Ken Onion's designs, they don't really change too much. You're not going to see anything. When you see Ken Onion, this is pretty much what we're going to see. You're going to see something similar to this as far as blade shape goes, and he kind of sticks to that shape right there, which I like a lot. You know, and and it's just something that you'll see when you think Ken Onion. This is what you think of, and I really like this blade shape and design. Ergonomics on this are very good. They're awesome on this. You can sit there and work with this for a while. Pocket clip seems to burn me up just a little bit there, but it's not too bad. I mean, if I'm sitting there and just really gripping that, I can feel it. But if you have a relaxed grip on it, or if you're sitting there, like let's say if you have your hands cocked back, it doesn't bother me so much there. The cool thing about this, I love the fact that they use the black contrasting hardware on the handles there. Of course, you've got this 3D milled G10 on one side, titanium on the other side, blacked out. Of course, you've got the over travel, which is awesome. S30V premium steel on this. This does come assisted, and it works pretty good. But I've seen a lot of guys de-assist these knives, and because the way this is put together, you have no problems flicking it open with it not being assisted. So if this were my knife, I have this on loan right now. Someone sent it to me. This is actually the 301. Someone sent this to me so I could check it out, and I really like it. But if it were my knife, I would de-assist it for sure. I don't think that it needs to be assisted. I know for a fact that the way the tolerance is, the way this is milled, the pivot area, you could flip it open like you could. I mean, like, forget about it. You don't need to have it spring assisted. Its little baby brother, the 350. This one's also, you know, if you like, if you don't want the size of the 300, go for the 350. This is a serrated version. I've actually reviewed this before in the past or whatever. The price is pretty reasonable as far as when you get into ZTs. The handle material is it's got this textured material, which is pretty cool. I'd opt to get the, because right now I'm going to be doing scales on this, and to make them a little thicker on this guy. But this is also assisted. It doesn't need to be. Like I said, if it were mine, I would de-assist it, but it's not. So there you go. Pretty cool. Let me show you something really quick too. Going back to what I was saying. Oh, bumped the camera. Going back to what I was saying as far as Ken Onion. Here's another Ken Onion design right here. The Foresight. Very see the blade similarities. When you're going to go ahead, if you see anything influenced or Ken Onion collaboration or something, you're going to be looking at this blade shape right here. This right here is a CRKT Forsyth. I got this really, I mean, I got this before they even came out. You know, I just happened to have it in somewhere where I was able to get this ahead of time. And I love this knife. I don't use it at all. It just sits in this a little pouch in pristine condition, and this just has a bearing system, IKBS, and it flips open like nothing. Now, blade stock is almost as thick as that, but the reason why I bring this here is because you don't need to have it assisted. Look, okay, right there. So you saw how fast I flipped out, right? This actually flipped out quicker than this. Now, this blade stock is a little thicker. The blades are identical in length. This has a wider blade than this. This is more streamlined. That may have something to do with it. But the only reason I bring that up, guys, is because that you can de-assist it. If don't let it being assisted kind of steer you away. It's not. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to de-assist these knives. You open it up, you'll be able to see what exactly you need to do, and it's not a big deal. So anyway, that's pretty much my what I think about the this 302 or 301, excuse me. If you're happen to run around, if you look on a funny thing, if you look on eBay and you see the one with the brown scales, you're gonna see it's gonna be about $600. That's discontinued. It's funny how how much once it's discontinued, how much the knives will be worth. Not that I think that they're going to discontinue any of these, because I think they do pretty well. But definitely worth the money, as you can see. You'll be putting a little bit of cash in there for the knife. It is expensive, but you'll always be able to turn around and sell this or trade it or do whatever. It'll keep its worth as long as you don't, as long as it's a pretty decent condition. So it's definitely worth the money to save up, to get them. So anyway, that's my opinion. Another thing too, check out the 200. The 200 is awesome also. So anyway, guys, that's just pretty much my 2 cents on the 300. Take it for what it is. I know you guys, if you're tuning in, you're kind of like, on a limited income or whatever. But if you're going to splurge and get yourself, because what ends up happening, if you're going to splurge, this is not. You won't feel bad about it once you get it in hand. You'll forget about how much you spent on it as soon as you're sitting there messing with it. It's such a nice knife. So yeah, definitely check into that. One of those things, if you're into the low budget knives now, you will eventually start getting into higher end knives. Trust me. If you're really into this knife thing and become a collector, if it's more than a tool to you, and you really like knives and collecting them, you will end up moving up. It's inevitable. It's happening to me now. I've got customs on order. For I don't even want to disclose how much money. But it does happen, and but like I said, if you're on a limited budget, if you're going to splurge on something nice, don't feel bad about the money. It's worth every bit of it, and you'll forget about how much you spent as soon as you get it in your hands. So anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. Another video for you. Take another look. This thing's just sick. Thanks for tuning in. Comments posted below. Appreciate all support. Peace.